Let's study 9th standard ICSE English Literature Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scenes 3, 4 and 5. Now, Act 2, Scene 3. This is a very brief scene. In this scene, Shylock's daughter, Jessica, is introduced and her romance with Lorenzo is brought to light. Lancelot, that is Shylock's servant, is leaving Shylock's service because he wants to join Bassanio and his train of servants. He has come to take his leave, a final farewell. Jessica feels sorry to know that Lancelot is leaving, because Jessica always felt that her house is like a prison with all those rules, her father being so strict, and she felt that Lancelot is the only source of entertainment or refreshment in the house, which made living in this hell tolerable. She calls him the merry devil because he's mischievous and yet he fills the house with merriment. She appreciates him and even gives him a ducat. Also, she gives him a letter to be delivered to her lover Lorenzo, who is a friend of Bassanio, a Christian. Lancelot's new master was Bassanio, by the way. So Lancelot is sad that he has to bid farewell to Jessica, but he's trying to be a man as he feels that he's not supposed to show his tears. He bids goodbye to Jessica and leaves. Now, as Lancelot leaves, Jessica is left alone. So that's a soliloquy, that is, she speaks to herself aloud so that the audience can know her mind. She regrets being Shylock's daughter. She expresses her unhappiness. For her, her father is a very narrow-minded tyrant. She feels that in spite of being his daughter by blood, her principles are totally diagonally opposite to his principles. She decides that if she succeeds in running away with Lorenzo, she would marry him, become a Christian, and have a fresh new life. She just wants to escape that house. This is quite in contrast to Portia, because Portia was a very loyal daughter to her father. She said that she would marry only according to her father's will. Next, scene 4. Lorenzo and his friends are preparing for the masquerade party for Bassanio's dinner party. They are planning the schedule, when would they meet, dress up for the mask party, etc. They discuss a few things that have been neglected, like the hiring of young boys to act as torch bearers. So at that time, for a mask party, some people would enter grandly with their servants being a torch bearers in front of them, and they being behind the torch bearers wearing a mask. That was a grand entry into such a party. So they had not planned about torch bearers yet. So some suggested that we should not have any torch bearers, because if you make any changes last minute and if it's not done properly, then it might just mess up the entire party. Now, just then, Lancelot enters and he hands over Jessica's letter to Lorenzo. Lorenzo requests Lancelot to return to Jessica and tell her that he would not fail her. He would keep his promises. So Lancelot is the messenger between the two. He informs his friends that he has found a torchbearer for the evening masque. And guess who's the torchbearer? It will be Jessica. That will be a disguise Jessica would have. She would dress up like a page, that is a male servant, and that way she would not be recognized, hopefully, and they could escape from Shylock's house. So they all decide to meet at Gratiano's house. Left alone with Gratiano, now Lorenzo confides his plans, reveals his plans to elope with Jessica. He tells him how Jessica has planned to escape from her house with the father's money and jewels in the guise of a page. So he revealed it only to Gratiano because he trusts him. Then Lorenzo, on reading the letter, praises Jessica. Probably because Jessica is willing to carry a lot of wealth with her while eloping. Or maybe he truly feels that she has many good qualities. Gratiano is pleased to hear all this and assures Lorenzo that he will help them in every possible way. Gratiano will be the partner in crime and he will help them elope. And now, scene 5. The scene is set in a street in front of Shylock's house in Venice. Shylock prepares to leave for Bassanio's dinner party. Earlier, he was not willing to do that, but now he agrees to go for the dinner party, saying that he would like to go to the party and waste all the food as much as he can because he wants Bassanio's money to be finished as soon as possible. That's another reason why he sent Lancelot into Bassanio's services. He wants an opportunity wherein Bassanio won't be able to repay the debt on time and he could take his revenge against Antonio. Now he advises Lancelot to behave well in his new employment, that is Bassanio. He warns him not to gormandize or sleep whole day. Shylock always felt that Lancelot is lazy, and that is why he lets go of Lancelot. And surprisingly, he tells him not to be so sleepy in Bassanio's place, and not to wear out his clothes like he used to do in Shylock's services. Shylock feels that now Lancelot will realize that Shylock, even though strict, was actually quite generous. He feels that Bassanio will not tolerate Lancelot's carelessness. But little does he know that Bassanio is actually a very generous person. Then Shylock calls upon Jessica, his daughter, informing her that he's leaving for the dinner party and hands over the keys of the house to her, trusting her completely. Shylock knows that he has not been invited for dinner out of love. He is hesitant to go. He knows that Bassanio and Antonio have invited him just out of flattery, because Shylock had given a loan to Bassanio. Also, he's hesitant because he had foreseen some evil going to take place, for he had dreamt of money bags the previous night, and they had this superstition that if you dream of money bags, it's an ominous sign, it brings bad luck. Anyway, he decides to go. Lancelot accidentally informs Shylock about the masked party that has been arranged for the entertainment at dinner. And Lancelot, when he realizes that Shylock may not go, he tries to mock Shylock's superstitious beliefs by speaking some gibberish about Ash Wednesday, etc., which didn't make any sense. He contradicts himself. It's a very funny dialogue. It was only meant to divert attention of Shylock from the fact that there is a masked party, and also to compel Shylock to go for the party, for the dinner. Shylock is horrified about the fact that there is a masked party because he thought there is only a dinner and he doesn't like music, etc. So he warns Jessica to stay in the house and keep the doors and windows locked. He doesn't want the unholy music which the Christian fools will play on the streets to enter his house, his sacrosanct, sacred Jewish house. So this only goes to show how strict he was with Jessica. He didn't even allow her to peep out of the window to look at the Christian boys. But Lancelot slowly tells her to peep out and see that, for there would be one Christian boy, Lorenzo, waiting for her to elope with her. And that Christian would be worth a Jewess's eye. There's a pun here. Worth a Jewess's eye means that he would be worth being looked at by the Jewess, which is Jessica. And also a Jewess's eye, you see, there was a tradition at that time that if Jewish people would trespass in Christian property and they had to pass through that area, then the Christians would ask for something valuable from them. Sometimes the Jew would have to give a tooth or even an eye to be left alone. Yep, the Jewish people faced a lot of torture at the hands of Christian at that time. But this is many centuries ago. Now when Lancelot departs, Shylock tells his daughter that he is glad as a lazy clown, the slow worker who slept whole day, has finally left his service. He further says that Lancelot would assist Bassanio in his spendthrift habits and waste his borrowed money. Shylock leaves the house, warning Jessica once again to guard the house, which is very ironical because it is Jessica herself who would steal from his house. So again, when left alone, Jessica anticipates her elopement with Lorenzo and hopes that if she succeeds in her plan, she would lose her father and Shylock would lose a daughter. Hi students, this is AJ sir. If you like this video, press the like button. If you would like to enroll for my online test series or online lectures, email me or message me on Instagram. Check the description for more information.